Hey everyone, it's Amanda with My Life, My Way. So it's been a few days since I updated you guys, and I wanted to pop on and kind of let you know how everything's been going around here. We did our egg retrieval on Friday, and I think the last time I updated you was like the day before we left for that. So the surgery went really well. It was pretty quick in and out. They missed my IV lines a couple of times. Not a big surprise. I'm kind of a crappy stick. I'm a paramedic. I've been poked a lot. I'm aware of how crappy my veins are. I got a pretty nice, I don't know if you guys can see this, pretty nice bruise going on from the one that they hit the vein and then blew it, just because I was so dehydrated because I didn't have anything to drink for 10 hours, and I was dehydrated before they made me stop drinking. The surgery was quick. It only takes like 20 minutes. We were like in and out. It took them longer to get the IV line than it took them to get everything else, I think. It was super fast, and I wasn't expecting it to be that quick. I was kind of a little surprised by how quickly it actually occurred. And then we got kind of our update once I'd kind of woken up and that kind of stuff, and they make you lay in bed even once you wake up for a little while just to kind of revamp and make sure everything's okay. And then you have to sit in the kind of waiting room for a little while longer just to make sure that you don't have any adverse reactions. Because things like vomiting after anesthesia and that kind of stuff is really common. So they just want to make sure that all that's going to be okay. And then they pulled us in the room with the doctor. So my husband and I went to go check. And basically what they said was that we had 16 follicles going in, but only 7 of them had eggs in it, which apparently is fairly common. I don't know if it's normal or not, but it's fairly common. But they did get 7, and I was hoping, I don't know if you guys remember, but I was hoping for 6. So we got one more than we were expecting. And I knew out of the ones that they gathered, not all of them would mature, and not all of them would fertilize. The phone call we got back Monday said that 4 of them fertilized, but 1 of them arrested almost right away, like it didn't really do anything. And 3 of them are still going. 1 is going strong, 2 are slow to be building, but they're still definitely going. So hopefully that keeps up. We get an update again tomorrow for day 4, and then the next day we just go in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and go get the put back, is my understanding. If things are looking a little bit fishy by the end of today, so into tomorrow morning, then they'll actually have us come back and they'll put embryos back in at day 4 rather than waiting until day 5. But it all depends on how they're looking and how everything kind of goes. On that, I'm doing not too bad. The last time I talked to you guys, I was starting to get pretty sore. Hi, Gloria. It is amazing news. I'm super excited with what's going on. I'm pretty sore. I was pretty sore when I talked to you guys before we did the egg retrieval. Most of you guys, we got 16 eggs. I mean, on average, are like anywhere between 10 and 20 millimeters, which is fairly substantial when you start adding 16 of them in. Right? Even though some of them are happy. Thank you. So, there's some, yeah. Anyways, but in order to retrieve eggs, apparently a lot of people don't know how this is done. So they open you up with a speculum, they stick a needle in, and then they go through your vagina wall on the left-hand side, go into your left ovary, and then poke into all the follicles. And as they poke into a follicle, they aspirate, meaning they pull, sort of like vacuum suck everything out of there, looking for that egg. And they move from follicle to follicle. On the one side, they take it out, the new needle into your right side, and do the same thing. So they put 2 holes in your vagina walls and then holes in all your follicles. So there's basically 16 follicle holes where I would poke at, and then 2 other holes in other places. So the fact that I've been pretty sore isn't really a big surprise. And because your bladder sits right in front of your ovaries, when my bladder gets full, it gets more painful when my bowels get full because they're on the other side. It gets more painful because they're just pushing on like basically bruised ovaries, right? It's just like putting pressure on the bruise that's really nice on the back of my hand I got going on from the failed IV attempt. So like, it's not really that big of a surprise, but I should have brought stretch pants. It did not even occur to me to like pack a pair of yoga pants or a pair of pajama pants. So I'm still in jeans with a belt. That was a bad plan. If anybody's following me, because you might be going down the IVF yourself, pack some stretchy pants. My biggest sensitive thing right now. The embryo update, Lisa, is that they poked 16 follicles. They Found 7 eggs in those. Of those 7, 4 fertilized, 1 arrested right away. 2 are kind of slow to grow, and 1's going really strong. So, yeah. Thanks, Rachel. We appreciate it. So lots kind of going on. We spent Friday all day in bed. We basically came home from that, and my husband kind of tucked me into bed. He's been making me food every day. Thanks, Lisa. And then Saturday was pretty slow moving. I was up a little bit more. I walked over to, we have the Tesco kind of right behind us, which is a grocery store that's here. It's apparently common in the States too, but we don't have them in Canada. But it's like a half a block up. It's not very far. So we just kind of like very slowly kind of walked over there, and spent pretty much the rest of the day in bed anyways. And then Sunday we went to something called the Bone Church. It's an ossuary in, I think it's called Udahara is the town. I'd have to double check that. And I'm going to put up pictures on my Instagram here right away. But they are, when like graves were decommissioned and they had to take bodies out, they put the bones in the basement of the church. And then for some reason, yeah, Kutnahora. Thanks, Aaron. My husband messaged me the right name from the other room. He's camera shy. Sorry, guys. So anyways, it's full of like, so I don't know when, and nobody's exactly sure why. There's a bunch of rumors and that kind of stuff go on about how it started. But they started using these bones as sort of like artwork. But it's been going on for a lot of years, like way back in like the 1600s. And it's not supposed to be gross. It's supposed to be sort of like an honorary, like honoring the dead that were there by making something beautiful out of their death, right? And because in the Christian religion, or Catholic religion, I believe is actually what the denomination is of that church, that death is not the end of your journey, it's more the beginning of your journey. So it was a little creepy, but it was really cool. We got some nice pictures in there. And I got a couple up for you guys so you can kind of take a look at it. Stay in Prague, it's snowing again in Edmonton. Right? Yeah, everybody's been laughing at us because you can definitely point us out as being the Canadians, man. Like, my husband's walking around in a t-shirt and shorts and shoes since we got here. I'm in no more than this. There's a tank top and a sweater and a pair of jeans, and that's it. And I'm usually freezing, and so it's like 11 degrees out today. And they're like, aren't you cold? Like, it is there is a 20-degree difference right now, Celsius, between what's happening at home and what's happening in Prague right now. Like, I'm good. Oh my God, they keep all their buildings so warm. Like, you're pretty sure they're gonna freeze to death at 11 degrees outside, right? It's -10 at home. Yeah, I think we win. So anyways, and then, yeah, so today we got our email about how all the eggs were doing. And one of our friends unfortunately we ended up meeting 2 other couples that are doing IVF pretty much in the same cycle. And they ended up doing the egg retrieval on the same day as I did. And we all kind of like had some conversation stuff. We ended up adding each other onto like WhatsApp so we can talk and chat. And it was actually really cool. It's nice to always have somebody who's going through what you're going through, so you have somebody you can fall back on, right? Other than just your husband, or your wife, as the case may be. And they had some really rough news. They only had 2 eggs, and they both arrested, unfortunately. So they're sort of like at the stage of, okay, now what? And what are your choices after this? So that was really disappointing. It was really hard to hear. And I'm glad that we were able to kind of spend a day with them and spend some time with them. And, you know, all you can do is just kind of be there and make them laugh, you know, and try and bounce them through this. And, you know, it was their first crack at doing anything fertility-wise because they're unexplained, so they went right to IVF. Whereas Aaron and I are at, you know, 14 rounds. We've had 2 miscarriages. We've kind of, you know, been in this, like, infertility world for a long time. It's 3.5 years for us now, right? So at least we were able to, like, maybe offer some insight, and I'm hoping that we were at least able to, like, offer a shoulder for them, you know, and a safe space to go to vent, to be angry that it didn't work, to be sad that it didn't work, and to, you know, gain a little bit of hope and positive perspective back from that. So hopefully we did that. Hopefully she's gonna get home and watch me again. You know who you are. And then, yeah, we've been hanging out. Not doing too bad, actually. So, how do I compare the IVF compared to IUIs? The IUIs never caused me, like, any more pain than just, like, the discomfort of the catheter. And that, like, 5 seconds of them putting the washed sperm back into you. I never really got any discomfort in my ovaries. I never really had any of that. So this time around, I was definitely more bloated. I went up an entire belt size on my pants, and I wasn't really sure before we went for the egg retrieval if that's because we've been in a foreign country eating out pretty much like every day since we got here for every single meal. Almost all of them. Up until we got home to Prague and we bought some breakfast stuff anyways. But we ended up eating most meals out. So I was a little worried that that went with me. We did egg retrieval and all of a sudden my pants fit back the way they were supposed to. I'm like, oh. Turns out those kind of displaced some space. I do feel a little more bloated. I definitely feel more pain. I'm definitely slower than I was. It drives my poor husband crazy because I can't walk as fast as I used to. But he's been pretty great. He takes really good care of me. You know, making sure that I've got my meds, making sure like he carries the meds with him in the bit and the backpack, that kind of stuff. And in answer to your question, if we get to have 2 on day 3 or day 5, sorry, so on Wednesday, we're gonna transfer both of them back. But at this point, we've only got 3 embryos. Only one of them's doing really strong. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, MJ. So yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at. We're kind of just chilling out for the rest of the night. It's 10 o'clock, so we're pretty much like going to bed. I would not dare transfer all 3, Gloria. Knowing my luck, if we transferred all 3 of them would take, and I don't have any room to put that. I'm 5'8", so I'm actually really tall for a woman, in general anyways, or at least taller than the average woman. But I have a 36-inch inseam on my pants. My pants literally, if you take a measurement, are 35 and a half inches. So holy Jesus, I'm always tall from the legs down. Like from my hips down, I'm super tall. And when I sit in a chair, I'm shorter than the average individual. So I don't know if there's room for 2, Gloria. Don't even make jokes about having 3. Good Lord. There are more Glorias. There's a couple of you. Hi, all of them anyways. All of you guys. Yeah, right? Yeah. I don't know where I'm going to put 1. There's not a lot of body space there. There's literally like this much height. That's less than my head between my boobs and my hip right now. Not a lot of space. I think it'd be amazing with triplets. You are a horrible person. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm just hoping like you do, Billy, that this is gonna be, if that's how you pronounce your name, that this works for us, and that even one of them takes. Like twins, maybe. I have friends that, you know, Gloria's on, and I know she has twins. And a couple of my friends back home have twins in Edmonton. And I don't know how y'all do it. I'd lose my mind. I remember where I was like, not good. Not good. So anyways, but yeah, does anybody else have any questions for me, or like miss anything, or want to know anything? Gloria, you're savage, just so you know. Just so you know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, I think I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to crawl into bed for the night. I think we're going to go visit Prague Castle tomorrow, which is basically really just a very large sort of palace. It's not like the turrets and stuff like that kind of a castle. But I'll probably put some pictures up for you guys to see. I'll try and keep as updated as I can on Instagram and on Facebook for those of you guys that follow me there. Thank you. I don't know who the outnumbered mom is, but I appreciate it. I don't know what your name is, but I appreciate it. But yeah, so I'll show you guys the pictures. Like I said, transfer day is going to be hopefully Wednesday, but if things are starting to look a little shady, they'll transfer them a day early, because they have a better chance of growing inside of you than outside. But the problem is, the reason they grow them to 5 days is to make sure that they're actually a blastocyst, right? They want to make sure that it's, if it implants, it's going to turn into a baby. It's not going to be a blighted ovum or anything along those lines. That's what they're avoiding or trying to avoid. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. And we're sort of at a day-by-day space right now. We find out about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, our time, as to how they did the day before. So, yeah, I think that's maybe about it. I think I'll let you guys go. But if you have any questions, you can absolutely leave them in the comments, or you can throw me a question over Instagram or Facebook. Either way. I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.